And welcome back to Gex Enter the Gecko, where we just got access into the Green Gate, so now we're taking on the levels in the Green Gate, and we're starting off with the last installation of Scream TV, and that's going to be Poltergex. And unfortunately, I ran into problems with recording the video, so I do have all the remotes already, and I do have all the silver remotes too, but I am going to show off where to get everything and so forth. This first mission is a point A to point B mission, and basically what you're doing is just trying to make your way across the mansion and get to the morgue. But some of the problems I had was that the frame rate was all screwed up, and you know, it just didn't make for a very good video to upload. But anyway, I'm showing off just how to get to the hidden silver remote. As you can see, I already got it, but what we gotta do is ride this furniture, and then just push these coffins into their respective positions in order to open the gate. But one thing I do like about this level is that it is a lot bigger than the other two Scream TV levels. I mean, it's not really as tough as Frankensteinfeld, but I felt like Frankensteinfeld was only tough because of some stupid jumps that had to be made. But outside of that, I think Poltergex is handles a little bit better than Frankensteinfeld did, and I also feel like the level is just better designed. But anyway, I just push this last coffin in, and that's how you get to the silver remote. And that's really about it. And I did brighten up the video a little bit more, because I felt like in the other two haunted house, or the other two Scream TV levels, that it was just too dark and, you know, too hard to see anything. But see, outside of that, I mean, this level is pretty self-explanatory, but really the only death you're going to be having here is either missing that jump or from getting hit too much. But to get to the morgue, what we gotta do is take this door and then just get our way down there. And the only thing with the morgue is that there's just some tricky platforming and just some timing, and I don't really know how well you can see this, but those, I guess, crypts end up extending out. So what you have to do is just jump across them. I mean, really nothing too difficult. And just some basic platforming here, but then again, it is important to have your timing down. Also, it is really easy to get caught off guard by that zombie that attacks you. But I think the easy way to do it is just go to the right, and then just go accordingly. But the good news about the recording failing was that A, I didn't have to spend a lot of time collecting or getting collectibles in order to get the reward remote, and B, I already knew where everything was, so at least the missions were a lot shorter. So what we're doing is just taking this on again, and let's see, with the ghost tower, this is another point A to point B mission, and pretty much what you're doing is just going across the stairs to this, or the top of the level, and it starts off the same way as the reaching the morgue. You just had to go a little bit further. Okay, well, now that we're here, basically what you're doing is just just getting yourself up here. And I do like that they do give you the ice flies to work with, because you don't really have to worry about fire except for those floating heads that shoot fire at you, but I think outside of that there's nothing else to really worry about there. Oh, and also this is where you go to get to the 8 blood coolers remote. But I think I was looking for an extra life here, or something. But let's see, what we're doing here is just using the light star advantage, and then also the good thing about the ice power-up is that the ghosts can't hurt you. And that is one thing that can really trip you up, or when you get to this point, is that it is really easy to get yourself killed by the ghosts. And here I'm just trying to make sure I just make it across before I end up getting killed by the ghosts again. But see, what we're doing is, well, just trying to make it here. And the jumps in this level really aren't all that tricky, so that's another thing that makes this level a lot easier than Frankensteinfeld. But I think the biggest thing that has to be, that you do have to worry about is the zombies just spawning out whenever you try and push the coffins in. And really, it's not that it's hard to kill the zombies, it's just that it's really easy to get caught off guard and just not see them. And also, this camera, for some reason, was just being a jerk when I was doing this. And I was trying to figure out how to push the coffins in, but for some reason the camera just kept switching on me, even though I already have it on manual. So I don't really know why that was happening, but I mean, that's just something that happens in this game. Let's see, with this level 2, I did really enjoy watching Poltergeist, and I haven't seen that movie in a while. But it is still a really good horror movie, if I say so myself. I mean, it does have a good combination of actually scaring you and then having a few jump scares here and there. At least it's not like modern horror movies that just mostly depend on jump scares. Speaking of which, I am planning on watching the Babadook soon, so, well, I'll just see how that goes. Supposed to be told it was good. Let's see, well, now that I kind of got off on a tangent there, just a few more jumps to make, and we actually are going to be getting to the ghost tower pretty soon.
Pardon my tongue, darling.
And of course, I did kind of run into trouble, but then again, that's just kind of what happened. And see, yeah, really all we're doing is just trying to make it across, and it is really easy to get yourself killed if you, end up getting caught off guard by those ghosts throwing their skull heads at you. But I mean, outside of that, this stage really isn't too tough. And like I said before, at least I don't have to try and get the reward remotes. Otherwise, that just would have made this stage a lot tougher. Or not this stage, but it just would have taken a lot longer to do anything.
Beam me up, Scotty.
So with that said, let's finish off this level and take on the 8 blood coolers. Now, trying to get after 8 of these things does sound a little bit daunting, but this level is big enough that, I mean, it can fit 8 blood coolers, and also, they're not really spread out all that well. I mean, there's a lot less spread out than they were in the first level with Smell Razor. But see, the first thing I'm doing here is I'm just taking the lower path, just because I do want to get to a few blood coolers before this. And really the big thing is that there's just going to be some small backtracking, but it's actually really not that big a problem once you know where you're going. So let's see, what I gotta do is get to this, I think, second one. And also I do have to ride this wall. This is actually the one that's really easy to miss. And if you do end up not getting all 8 of them, this is probably the reason why. But I do like that they give you the ice power-up. So, I mean, you can just run through the axes like it's nothing. But actually, that's one thing that actually makes this level kind of easy, is that you do have the power-ups, and also you can just run across with the ghosts, and then they don't hurt you. Of course, it doesn't help when you keep missing the tail whack, but then again, that's just what happens. But I am also doing this post-commentary just because, I mean, that's just what happens sometimes. Actually, that is one thing I do enjoy about post-commentary compared to live, is that it's a lot easier and a lot more stress-free. So I can understand why someone like Clement does post-commentary. And also, I think that might have been one of the reasons I was having frame rate problems, was I was trying to record this and talk on Audacity at the same time, and I mean, that might have been a bit too much for my computer to handle. And I just realized I missed that one, so Oh, that's just what happens. And also, yeah, we're already up to 5, so... Like I said before, this looks daunting, but it's actually not that bad. Although the good thing about the ice power-up, as I've said before, it's really tough to die here, just as long as you have it. Unless you like decide to jump into a cauldron or something, I think that thing can hurt you, but I don't really remember. So the shortcut here is that you can just ride the furniture and then go across to the sticky wall, because I know there is a sticky wall here. And while we're here, let's just go ahead and eat that one up again. Yeah, I was kind of waiting for the camera to screw with me on that one, but I mean, fortunately, that didn't happen. And we're already up to 7, so at least I can get to 8 pretty quickly. And in the next episode, I'm going to be taking on the next Circuit Central level, which is Honey, I Shrunk the Gecko. And it's going to be a little bit tougher than www.com.com, but I mean, it's still a pretty fun level if I say so myself. Yeah, at least I got one of my lives out of that too. And with that, that is number 8. So I might as well just head over there to claim the prize that I already got. And since I didn't really feel like putting up with anything, let's just go ahead and finish this.
It's tail time.
So yeah, that was Poltergex, a pretty fun level. Well structured, well designed. And I did enjoy it very much. So with that said, I will see you next episode.